Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 4. Today we're gonna present about chapter 5, which is security measure and safety. This slide is prepared for Puan SHAMARIZA binti MAAROF.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurin binti ZAIDI. My matric number is F1020. I will continue this presentation. What is supply chain disruption? Supply chain disruption can be defined as an interruption in the flow of processes that involves any entity related to the production, sales, and distribution of certain goods or services. For example of intentional supply chain disruption are theft or contamination. As for unintentional supply chain disruption, it's included hurricanes, tornadoes, and floods. Next is 5 factors that may cause disruption in distribution activity, which is first, fluctuation in transport costs, fuel costs, route efficiency. These are just a few of the issues that planners and managers must consider when strategizing ways to avoid disruptions when it comes to the transportation of products and parts to the customer. Second, natural or environmental occurrences. Manufacturers need to be aware of their carbon footprint and the impact of their operations have on the worldwide climate. Third, inaccurate planning and forecasting. The ability to accurately plan for and forecast future demand based on past production and supply is perhaps one of the core drivers in avoiding the disruption and promoting sustainable manufacturing program. Fourth, replacing an asset. An organization chooses to replace their assets when the repair and maintenance costs increasing beyond the acceptable level over a period of time. Last but not least, service failure to meet a customer's expectations, which means it is a result in the disconfirmation of service expectations that leads to the negative impacts on different types of loyalty, word of mouth, and customer retention. That's all for me. Continue with the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad RIFQI AMNI bin AZIZAN. My matrix number is 23DLS20F1081. Today, I want to talk about 2 from 3 measures of planning logistics security. Before that, I want to explain about measures of planning logistics security. Measures is the set of the procedure that can be implemented to maintain the integrity of the passenger or cargo, namely inspection, the security of facilities and personnel, as well as of the data and the supporting information system. For the number 1 is international security measures. International measures to combat terrorist attack and differ from one country to another country. For example, is United States is the largest economy in the world using this following system to enhance their logistic security to avoid any further attacks. For the number 2 is I want to talk about the tactical security measures. These measures are much more concrete and are often oriented towards smaller steps and a shorter time frame along the way. For example, vehicle and driver security. Vehicles may be attacked because the thief wish to steal the load, the vehicle itself, or both. Therefore, when specifying vehicles, one should consider security of the vehicles, the load carrying area, and the drivers.
Assalamualaikum and hi Puan SHAMARIZA. My name is AIZATUL NAJWA binti ROZANI and my matrix number is 23DLS20F1072 and I will explain the measures of planning logistics security, which is strategic security measures. It occurs when structure of supply chains be vulnerability. It is a risk come from external environment. The emphasis on linear inventories and outsourcing to the third world countries has created a situation where supply lines are longer and inventories leaner. Therefore, when the supply chain is broken due to inclement weather, political instability, or for example, the SARS or H1N1 epidemics, the consequences for individual business, industry, or economy may be disastrous. There are 4 pillars of supply chain that can be implemented. The first one is visibility. Visibility is the ability to monitor and track supply chain events so that corrective action may be taken quickly. Next is flexibility, that being able to utilize alternative in the supply chain to help minimize or avoiding disruption. For example, alternative points of manufacture or alternative modes of transport. The third one is collaboration, to develop collaborative supply chain partners to help minimize the impact of any event. The last one is control. It is to ensure the policies and procedures are in place that they can monitor and corrective action promptly.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad AIMAN bin Muhammad. My matrix number is 23DLS20F1033. Now I want to present about the impact of the supply chain disruption. I have 4 impact of the supply chain disruption. First is inflation. Second is factory or store closure. Third is unemployment. Lastly is trade to national security. Okay, first inflation. The impact of the supply chain disruption, for example, in epidemic, the disruption greatly affect the entry chains and cause a number of effects that will most likely materialize eventually. First, I want to explain about inflation. Is a high demand for product and the quantity of the product is more. So does it can cause an increase in the price of goods. Next is factory or store closure. Okay, reduction in production or output may result in business closure. And third, unemployment. Because this it can affect for employment, like domino effect. All these factors can lead to an increase in employment. Lastly is threat to national security. Okay, because this is broadly defined as a country's ability to protect the well-being of its citizen, and is one of the hidden effect of the supply chain description. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is NADIANA binti Muhammad Nasir. My number matrix is 23DLS20F1076. So I will continue the presentation. Like the picture show here is an example related to logistics and supply chain. So the benefit of the supply chains that we can conclude are such as decreased cost effectiveness. The most important ones are improve your inventory system so that can adjust the storage space for finished goods, which eliminates damage to resources, and improve your relationship with both distributor and vendors. Another one benefit is no more delay in process. The benefit of supply chain management include the fact that through communication, so you can actually lower any delays in processes. Since everyone is aware of what they are doing as well what others are doing, this will mitigate any late shipment from vendor, logistical error in distribution channels, and hold-ups on production line. Last but not least is enhanced supply chain network. As we know, it is not easy to maintain a sustainable supply chain management system. According to some of its advocates, one of the best way to do it is by using a combination of lean practice. The supply chain strategic planning and combining all the information gathered on the different sector of your business will allow you to have an enhanced supply chain network. So next about logistics security management. So here firstly is security measure. That means affect the firm ability to plan their international shipment and distribution, and increase the cost of supply chain activities. So lastly is strategies employed for reducing security costs, which is can replace international shipments with domestic and eliminate the use of vulnerable international transportation. So in conclusion, security and logistic operation are designed for facilitate the management of security and the movement of people, goods, information and other resources between their place of origin and their final destination. We believe that effective supply chain disruption risk management involves identifying potential threats, assessing risk and mitigating their impact. So the risk method is the best solution out there by providing predictive insight which help you avoid disruption before they happen. That's all from my group members. Thank you so much.